they call it being open relation, open marriage. But I think sometimes I got the vibe it was only one way open marriage, but the wife wasn't aware of it.
She ended up being married, so that didn't work out.
It's very easy, I think, in Amsterdam to find dates. We don't settle so quick.
So I asked Amsterdam residents how dating here looks like, and some pretty interesting answers came along, and some of those had to do with open relationships. So let's see what that is all about. And if you live in Amsterdam or consider moving here, or to another place like Berlin or Prague, or you are simply interested how life is like in major European cities, then I highly recommend you to subscribe to this channel. Some very insightful videos will be waiting for you.
So how would you describe the dating culture here in Amsterdam?
It's not easy. I've been married to a Dutch for 15 years. I'm divorced now. And let's say it's been 8 years that I don't date Dutch for a choice. Because basically I don't think it's easy, first of all, to get to know them. They are not so, they're not so flirty. They don't come easily to talk to ladies. I think they are quite intimidated by the women in the way that they were raised. Somehow it's nice because they want to be respectful, but on the other hand, it goes beyond that, coming into fear. They don't know how to behave around women. And that's why, once again, they have to make use of alcohol to finally have the courage to come to you. Very often it's used, people use the dating app. I've done it in the past, I have to say it, but it was always a big disappointment because guys don't know how to be romantic or gentlemen, or once again, they really don't know how to treat women eventually when they're not from their own culture. I'm used that the men are a bit more gentlemen, chivalry. I find it important, and they don't know the meaning of that. And of course, being also in this, when you are around 40 or something like that, most of the men are married, so it becomes almost impossible to finally get to know somebody. So I think the best way is get to know people from your own culture, because what I can get out of my 15-year marriage is that differences can be at first very interesting, can be attractive, can now be curious whether you want to embrace that culture and expand your knowledge. And at the end, you think, no, I want to have somebody who speaks my own language, who can get my joke, my humor, because also the humor here is very different, so they don't get it. So no, the dating scene is quite poor. Very poor.
But you also mentioned that often in men beyond their 40s, they also are married or something. So it seems also like that people try to stay married with their person.
No, I mean, no. I mean, even they are married, they still, I mean, talking about the dating app, of course, they still try. But yeah.
Try outside of their marriage?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So adultery is...
What not only adultery, what I've noticed also kind of, they call it being open relation, open marriage. But I think sometimes I got the vibe it was only one way open marriage, but the wife wasn't aware of it. So but I think that's maybe more men than Dutch.
Do you have anything to add about dating culture here?
Okay, honestly, I don't. Yeah, it's few years that I am dating a Dutch guy. That I like it.
Right now you're dating a Dutch guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we kind of open. There is a lot of connection, but it starts with time. Normally Dutch people are really difficult. They're too direct, so they're like going straight to the point. And what I hear from more from my friends also, that they're more like a one night stand, like more direct for sex life. So the sex is more seen like it's normal, like an easy going, and also the women are more direct compared to other. I think they're more easy on that. They have different education as well.
Okay.
So sex is sex,
Yeah.
and interaction is something else.
So direct, you mean they just easily tell you, I want to have sex with
Yes.
you, or
Yes, they just more. They can be approachable
Yeah.
especially in the app. Like Claudia, she say there was more this kind of approach, and sometimes you're like, okay, I'm not a piece of meat, you know, like like okay, I have meat, but not that way. Yeah. Now after a long time, I start. I'm dating a person that I really like it, and I find a connection. Of course, there are different culture, but then you adapt to each other, so you can still I can have a joke, and you can understand a bit the Italian craziness.
Okay.
You appreciate it, and me sometimes a bit resilient with this his way to to live, but yeah, then you adapt, also it's changing for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, let's say it's not like they're not really like flirter guys. They don't know how to do it really. They're not delicate, let's say, on approach. They are too direct, and they sometimes
They don't pack it nicely.
no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're too direct. They don't understand it. And that is related to work, to life, to everything. They're sometimes we Italian. I'm also direct, but there is different way to be direct. And you can give a package or you can say something, but there are different way. And it's really difficult, even if you have a boyfriend. I think she also experienced with marriage, to be included in the family or to the friends or from them side.
So it's separate.
They always
only,
putting
but
it's
you're not
always
invited to other
difficult
things.
to be combined with their life. So it's like in Italy, normally, if you come, you meet all the family, you just have fun, and we don't make so serious about it. Like, okay, let's enjoy life, and that's it. So everybody's different, but for me, at the moment, I experience, okay, I'm happy. Yes, I'm content.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you get to know someone here? Said dating apps?
Well, it's the only
how-
to me it's happened like that, and the beginning was a little bit slow because it's a bit strange, and I was not used to, because I was also single for many years before I try again. Actually, she introduced me again to dating,
To the dating world.
because I was like blocked, and it was really difficult. And yeah, it's difficult, the interaction by a person, or it's more difficult. Yeah.
So how would you describe the dating culture here in Amsterdam or the Netherlands?
So definitely going to be more of a priority in the future, but I have dated a little bit. It's kind of sped up the transition to the culture and the language. I was learning Dutch a bit quicker because I'm with her and she's been here 10 years, so and part Dutch as well. So that was great. She ended up being married, so that didn't work out. But what I would say is that it's a little more difficult for me as an expat or from the States. Typically, the Dutch might stay in the Dutch community with the dating and marriage, but that's not to say it doesn't happen, and hopefully I will break in soon. It's usually that kind of like, odd friend in the group, apparently, in the Dutch culture that might venture out and marry or date someone like me from States.
How would you then describe the dating culture in Amsterdam?
Yeah, so dating culture more broadly and specifically, I can say, like, for Dutch people, I think the dating culture is very, I think the English word is egalitarian, as in men and women can ask each other out, they can pay for stuff, and it's kind of like non-traditional in that aspect.
Yeah.
And then it's very easy, I think, in Amsterdam to find dates. Like, you can just talk to someone on the street, go on a dating app. Like, I met my current girlfriend through couchsurfing. So I think there are many opportunities to meet people, dating-wise. Yeah, well, I think casual-wise, in my experience, even though some countries are more traditional, like Asia, on paper, in reality, it's not so traditional, and they're just as casual as we are. I think just the difference here, people don't hide it as much, but then in other countries where it's more repressed, People are maybe even do it more than here. So maybe actually Netherlands is less casual than the countries that are on paper less casual.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
As in many other countries, girls would come to the hotel directly or something.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you meet someone? So you said one opportunity is just
Yeah.
talk to someone or dating apps, or how would you?
Well, for me, I like meeting people in many ways. Like I met girls just on the street.
Yeah.
If I saw someone walking who's nice, or like in a certain setting, like when you're in a running group or in a university, you can ask someone out.
Yeah.
Online dating is nice as well. You meet people outside of your circle. Yeah, so just like to mix it up.
Yeah. And if you just randomly talk to someone on the street, are people often open to a conversation there?
Yeah, I think if you do it in like a not creepy way,
Okay.
why not?
Yeah,
Like
depends on how you do it.
also in the past, me and my friends, because we like spontaneous stuff, we just go out and talk to random people and say, you know, you want to come for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
And people come, or we even call people from the phone book.
Yeah.
And say, you want to come over? And even then, people, if you do it a few times, someone will say yes. Yeah.
And how easy would you say is it to find your love here?
Well, depends, of course, on your standards as well. I mean, if you just don't have standards, it can be very easy, and the more you want certain things, the more you have to look, I would say. But if you put in effort and time, I don't think it's so hard because there are so many people.
Yeah. Okay, the sheer amount of people makes it easier to find someone that
Yeah,
really fits you.
I think in any city, the more people there are, the easier it can be.
Yeah.
But of course, it's just a game of numbers because maybe one in so many people is a match, so you have to meet a lot of people.
Okay.
Have a lot of dates and put yourself out there a bit.
But for example, other people sometimes told me is that often because of there's so many people like to keep their options free, and it's not so easy to settle with someone.
Well, that's also the Dutch culture, I think, because for us normally something is not serious until many months, and then in that time it is fair game to do what you want.
Okay.
So we're not, at least many people, we don't settle so quick.
Okay.
And even in relationships nowadays, many relationships are also more open. Like you can do things out of your relation.
Okay.
If you,
things also,
if you decide to do so. But
okay.
I think also about 20% of people are like that.
Interesting. Ah, okay. Okay, very interesting point.
Yeah, because it's more open society.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this. If you found this video in some way entertaining or insightful, or liked it in whatever way, then I would appreciate a thumbs up and your opinion in the comments section. And if you want to see more of these videos, then please subscribe to this channel. And I hope to see you in the next video.